Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the GMO mod, grab a random weapon, and see if we can beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. As always, of course, in the GMO mod, the actual random button doesn't work, so we're spinning the wheel to see what characters we get. And we've got, as our first, looks like... ooh, the Demon. So Demon is, of course, very powerful as a character, but there are some combinations that will be much more difficult with this character. So let's see what we get here. And we've got the Speedy. Okay, well, the Speed Demon makes perfect sense to me. So we're going to take the Speedy, who, of course, gains extra melee damage, but loses melee damage and has extra speed, but loses armor, and the Demon. Now, one thing is that the Speedy's melee damage might be completely wasted if we roll a weapon that doesn't use melee damage. We got Sharp Tooth. Not the end of the world here, because it does have the primitive tag, so it's good for the Demon, its economy, and it does scale with the bonus melee damage, only at 50%, but not terribly. That said, it's a very low damage weapon in general and a pretty weak weapon, so it certainly is not the most powerful one that we could have rolled. Try to make the best that we can out of it. And we got 2 HP that wave, so not bad. Here, if I had harvesting in this shop, I might take it, but we can also just take 3 HP. When you're playing the Demon, having early HP will let you really snowball your character, because in the first shop, almost every item costs 1 health to buy, and then in later shops, it's going to cost 2 health. When something goes from 1 to 2 health, it's doubling in cost, so we want to buy as many items as possible in the first couple shops. I'll take a Sharp Tooth here, we'll take Defective Steroids, it gives us 2 melee damage for neutral HP. And then we're going to roll here. A Lost Duck is worth grabbing, even at the cost of 2 health. I think that's totally fine. Ugly Tooth I'm going to pass on. Mushroom I could take as well. Small Fish is not bad. I think I will take the Mushroom. I'm definitely going to want some regeneration here. And then we'll roll, pick a Sharp Tooth. Scared Sausage I'm not that into here. Alien Worm we will grab, of course, because that's HP positive again. And then we're going to roll, pick a Lumberjack shirt, take a Sharp Tooth, and I will roll again. And Broken Mouth, HP positive also. Weirdly, we actually did not manage to buy that many items. We just kind of ran out of money to reroll with on this wave. Usually you'll find a few more things that you want, but because Sharp Tooth is primitive and precise, it's got a lot of other weapons that can show up in the shop. So we found, even though we rerolled a ton, we found very few weapons, which of course is what you will often be spending your money on in the first couple waves as the Demon. The main downside, of course, of this character is that as the Demon, we often are going to want to be spending all our health on items. And then if we have the minus armor from the Speedy, we can be in a lot of trouble, because when we stop moving, we take minus 100 armor, which basically means we take double damage, and we start with minus 3 armor, which is really bad already. So that could kill us very quickly if I'm not careful. Take a Sharp Tooth, Corrupted Shard, great. Take a Fertilizer as well, and reroll. Leather Vest, this costs 6 HP. It does give me 2 armor and 6 dodge, but 6 HP is really steep. I think I will take it, though. Because we have decent health right now, I feel like we can get away with spending a little more health than we usually would on a powerful item like that. Take the Peaceful Bee here, and I will roll. By the way, I passed some lifesteal earlier. Sorry, I had to pause the recording to sneeze, but I passed some lifesteal earlier, which might seem weird given that we're using Sharp Tooth, but because we're the Speedy, we have so much free melee damage to start with, I'm just not that worried about buying lifesteal and base damage early on, so that's why I passed the lifesteal. We'll take the Sharp Tooth and Corrupted Shard, and then roll, and a bag is great, another Mushroom, sure, and I'll roll one more time. Gonna upgrade my Sharp Tooth here, and we still have 16 HP, which really is not bad, so let's go to the next wave. So I could have bought that, I think it was a bat, but given that our damage is high enough to clear all these waves anyways, I wanted to focus on rolling for economy items, leveling up our weapons, and everything along those lines. I don't think it would have been wrong to buy it, but realized I should talk about that rather than just skimming over it. We didn't gain that much health that wave. I'm really hurting my consumable heal here, but I should take any max HP that we see. I'm gonna reroll, and I want to get my armor to positive, so I'm just gonna take 1 armor here. We've actually built a lot of dodge already, so let's take 6% dodge, and then I'm gonna roll. Injection is an item that we're definitely not buying on this character combo because it will cost 4 HP to purchase. I think I will take the little frog. It gets my harvesting over 21 though, and pickup radius is pretty good when we have all this bonus movement speed as well. Let's go ahead and combine. We'll take a sharp tooth. I don't really need more speed. It would give me some melee damage, but we don't really need that. So I'm going to reroll here a couple times and see if there's anything really good that we want to pick up. And I will take a fertilizer. 16 HP is kind of low though, so we're just going to move on to the next wave. So now I'm going to start taking more damaging items. So we'll take lifesteal if it shows up. We'll take more melee damage, but as you can see, our damage is totally fine to get us to this point. So it's more important to get our economy going and our defensive stats as well. Lifesteal is also uniquely terrible for the Speedy because you move so fast. With a melee weapon like this, we're just never going to be able to consistently attack something to lifesteal off of it. I'm just going to take 6 max HP. I could take 2 lifesteal as well, which I would take over 4 melee damage, but 6 max HP here is going to be better. And then let's do a quick reroll and 8 more harvesting. Yeah, I mean, I can get my harvesting really high early, it looks like, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to spend down to 20 HP this wave, so we'll buy wheelbarrow, whistle, and plant, and then do a reroll, and I'll take a peaceful bee as well. We're up to 17 dodge already. Do one more reroll to see if I find a max HP item, and I didn't, but I found 2 of basically the best things we could find: a cursed sharp tooth and a piggy bank. With the demon, you're always going to be holding materials, so piggy bank is incredible for this character. I think I'm going to lock the cursed sharp tooth because I don't really want to spend down to 15 HP here. Actually, 2 more curse means we're so much more likely to find cursed items, so I am just going to take it here. And then I will just play with 15 HP. I think that's fine. Gentle Alien is worth buying as well, because it only cost me 1, but then let's lock the coffee, lock the missile, and go to the next wave here. So as you can see, we're always going to get piggy bank value, because as the demon, you spend health, not materials, so your materials are only for rerolling, and converting into max health, of course. So you're always going to have a huge stockpile when you go into each wave, and piggy bank gives you a massive economy. Looks like we got 3 curse alien spawns this wave as well, which is great. We're going to get a lot of curse pretty early. So as long as I can get some decent max HP, I really want to get down here, kill that tree. As long as I can get some decent max HP so the curse aliens don't kill us, we'll be in great shape. I'm going to take 9 speed here. It's just 4 melee damage, which is totally fine. And then I'm going to buy the coffee and the sharp tooth and reroll once, lock a plant and a penguin, but I really don't want to spend down below 20 HP. When you're playing the demon, you will often have this pattern where you buy tons and tons of items on the first few waves, and then you don't buy anything for a couple waves after that, which also works really well with piggy bank, another reason why that item's so synergistic. Because the items have gotten more expensive, and you need to actually build up a bank of maximum health in order to not die. But it's not that we're buying fewer items. In fact, we have more items than a normal character would at this point. It's just that we bought them all in the first couple waves instead of buying them more smoothed out over time. I would like to fix my consumable heal. That's definitely a pain point for this character right now. I'll take 15 luck over the regeneration. Our luck is pretty low. I do want that. And here I'm going to take 2 lifesteal. My lifesteal was negative, so I actually do want to fix that. Buying plant does cost us lifesteal for our weapon, but I think it's still totally fine, because regen is more important as a healing item for us. I'm going to spend down to 30, which means I'm going to buy the wheelbarrow and the plant, and I'll do a reroll here. We'll lock a couple more items, and then just go straight to the next wave. And again, our piggy bank is getting tons of value here. One of the best things we could find would be jerky. Obviously, the best things we could find are mostly just HP items, like extra stomach would be the best possible. Yeah, with low consumable heal, we do... with only 1 consumable heal, we do run into the problem that I'm very fast, which makes it a little harder to dodge enemies, especially with a slow-attacking, short-ranged weapon like this. And when I walk into an enemy, I'm going to take a hit, and that hit will hit very hard. I'm going to take... Wow, I actually want all of these, but I think I'm just going to take 9 HP. That will get me to a much more comfortable level so I can start actually buying stuff again. Buy metal plate, penguin, corrupted shard, and missile. I'm going to spend down to 40 HP this wave. And let's go ahead and combine, buy a sharp tooth. Head injury, I do want more percentage damage, so I'll buy that as well. Feather, currently I am building dodge, so I'm going to buy the feather. I'm going to roll once. Alien magic, this is basically 3 regen for -8 luck. That's worth it. It's not the best item that we could find, because it cost 8 to buy and gave us 8 HP back, but 3 regen is really good. Let's lock a sharp tooth. I don't think I really need more movement speed. 38 is plenty, and I'm going to reroll one more time to try to lock something good. I'll lock a coupon here and then go to the next wave. I would love to get fishhook as well, since we're often going to be locking items instead of buying them on this character. You get tons of value from fishhook. And we've already built a lot of curse, so we could really be a very powerful... We could end up with a really, really strong inventory at the end if we find decent amounts of curse. Gotta fix my armor as well, though. 40 movement speed is about where I want to be in general. You know, if I could choose a movement speed at the start of the run without having to spend money on it, I think I would choose 40. Because it makes it very easy to dodge a lot of enemies, but it's not so fast that you can't react to what's happening. I'm going to take 15 attack speed here, and then let's take 8% damage. I'll spend down to 50 HP this wave, so we'll buy coupon and upgrade our weapons, do a reroll here. A Cyclops Worm is definitely worth buying, and then I'm going to reroll again. I'll lock a Lost Duck. I don't really need the Ugly Tooth. I'll do one more reroll and go to the next wave. These rerolls are costing me a little bit of piggy bank money, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more interested in trying to find the best items for us. So when we have the money to do cheap rerolls, I'm going to do it. At this point, we can... Our economy is really strong, but we can't buy that many items each wave or we're going to drop our max HP too low and start being in danger of dying. So the way that we express the strength of our economy is through quality rather than pure quantity of items. That means that we can reroll a bunch and find the best items and make use of the items that we actually want for the character. Making quite good money on each of these waves as well, and we're up to 81 health, which is awesome. I'm going to recycle the Terrified Onion. I think I'll just take 9 more max HP. That just lets me buy a few more items here. Lost Duck I'll take. Alien Eyes I think I will take as well. Currently our damage is quite poor, just because the weapon we're using is bad, and I did make the decision not to boost our damage as well. So Alien Eyes might give me a way to kill elites later on. Cyberball I think I will also take, and then I'm going to reroll. Glass Cannon, I have 0 armor currently, and it costs 8 HP as well. I think I still want it, though. Our damage is just so bad, I really do want to improve it. I'll take a coil also. We don't currently have any knockback, but this could give us a lot of value. I'm going to spend down to 50 HP this wave, because I think that's totally fine. I will take another Alien Worm, our consumable heal at -3. Metal gives me an armor, so even at the cost of 3 HP, I think is still pretty good. And then I will take a Sharp Tooth. Little Frog cost me dodge, which I actually do want to build, so I'm going to pass on that and roll again. Take another Sharp Tooth and a Cursed Claw Tree. Even at the cost of 4 health, I think that's fine. Feathers, I think, are too inefficient, even though we're building dodge. For 3 HP, for 3 dodge, just doesn't seem like a great trade. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Glass Cannon pickup, though I am obviously going to need to fix my armor really quick. But now we're able to actually kill stuff. I would like a Tentacle. That would be really nice. More attack speed is probably the thing that matters the most to us. Just attack speed and armor. You know, the stats that every character can never get enough of. Similar to what speed would I choose if I was just setting my speed at the beginning of the game. If I could only buy 2 stats through all of Brotato, it would probably be attack speed and armor. I guess you wouldn't have the max HP to make use of the armor there, but like those are the 2 best stats. I'll take 5 crit chance here. We are using a precise weapon, and then let's take 3 armor, so we're back to armor positive. And let's roll again. Fishhook, obviously awesome. Bait, we can definitely get away with. Scared Sausage, I don't think is worth spending money on, but Baby Squid is really good here. Spicy Sauce, the explosion benefit is just not worth spending 2 health on, so we're not going to do that. To reroll, we'll buy a Sharp Tooth. I'm going to pause at 60 HP, I think. I really don't mind capping my move speed at 41. That's totally fine, and it means I can buy additional speed over that, and we'll still benefit from the Speedy passive. We'll get extra melee damage, but we won't move faster than 41, and like I said, that's the number that I want from move speed, so this is kind of perfect. We also get 80 range, which does help with this very short range weapon, and I already bought 1 bait. Let's get a cursed bait for next wave, which is going to be a lot of lampreys, but we should be a lot stronger next wave, and I will lock a coupon as well. 56 HP I think is fine, but a cursed coupon would be really good. So if we get a cursed bait does not tell you this anywhere in the item description, but it does spawn more lampreys than the normal bait. I really think they need to fix that, by the way. It really should tell you that it spawns additional enemies. But I guess that's where the bait part comes in. Still could use more dodge and armor, but our damage output is pretty solid, and our healing has gotten decent, so I'm pretty happy with where we're at currently, I would say. Any demon character is always going to be really powerful. So the trick is just making use of that power. Oh, can we get this? Nice, got it right before the end. Snowball, I'm going to recycle. We're not doing any elemental damage stuff. Cursed Padding, this is incredible. We have Piggy Bank already. We are going to be having a huge stockpile of materials at all times, and we want higher HP so that we can spend it on other items. Awesome. We'll take the jerky also, and I'm going to take 6 dodge over 9 HP even, because we have 111 HP. Alright, so I do need to remember we're going to have the cursed bait. That's fine. We've got a horde wave. I don't mind doing cursed bait into a horde wave. Little muscly dude, so this is 1 HP for 3 melee damage. That's probably worth it. And then we'll take the bait here as well. We will take the warrior helmet, 6 HP, or it cost me 4 HP and some speed, which does matter, but 3 armor is just incredible at this point. We will take Pocket Factory just for fun. This item obviously doesn't do anything for us in particular, but I just love it, and Regen Potion is incredible. Roll here, and we will take a Ritual as well. Give me positive lifesteal for like the first time in this game. What else? I guess I can roll one more time. We'll take a Whetstone and a Helmet. I think I'm happy playing on 60 HP, so I'm going to roll again, and we'll take a Baby Elephant. And Terrified Onion could get my move speed back towards cap, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think we need Ugly Tooth. Let's roll once more, because I really want to either buy something or lock something good. I'll buy a Tentacle, and I'll lock Clockwork Wasp and Little Frog. Either of those cursed I would buy. Alright, so 60 health is fine for fighting these lampreys. Not too many of them spawned cursed, so we were never in that much danger. And because we're the Speedy and have 35 move speed, we can just run away from the lampreys, and we're very, very safe. The horde wave is actually a little more dangerous. Because we can't stop moving, and because our attack speed is not very good, we're definitely going to take damage in this wave, because I just have to run towards enemies a lot more than you normally would on, like, most characters. You would stop moving and turn around. But on the Speedy, that's a recipe for dying immediately, so we can't do that. So we're just gonna kind of roll in a spiral here. Gotta get that curse alien kill, though. Ooh, there's a loot alien as well. I didn't see if I actually got it or not. Goblet is a great way to heal. I will take that. Vigilante ring we want as well. And then I have 100% damage. I don't actually need the 12% damage. I'm tempted by the 5 attack speed, actually, but I feel like we can at least get a level 2 upgrade, and I'll take 6 dodge. Getting to dodge cap would be good. Let's take the Clockwork Wasp, gets me back over speed cap. I'm not going to buy the Little Frog when it's not cursed. I'm not going to buy Wheat either. Lemonade, definitely. I really want to fix my consumable heal more. Ball and Chain, what's our attack speed on our weapons? I think we'll get over 0.75. I could lock this and try to curse it, but with only 1 tentacle, it just doesn't seem worth it. Grind's Magical Leaf, this will quickly give us the health back and gives us a bunch of defensive stats, and Lifesteal, which is an offensive stat, so for this character, so it's awesome. Roll here. Power Generator, obviously the best item for Speedy. We've got 42 speed, so that's a huge bonus to our damage. And I'm going to try not to spend below, let's say, 70 HP, so I'm going to roll here. I guess I'll take the baby squid. I could lock it and try to curse it, but I think taking it is going to be better. We'll lock the cute monkey, roll one more time, and then... Okay, I guess I'm spending down to 60, because I'm going to lock the sharp tooth, do another reroll, and then lock these 2 items and see if we can curse either of them. I really just wanted to roll until we found a bunch of good items to lock. Because when you have Fishhook, it's valuable to do that, and on this character, it's valuable to do that. So the play pattern with Fishhook and Piggy Bank and everything for the demon, especially with the Speedy boosting our damage output in the early game, making our early game pretty easy, the play pattern's just so synergistic that you can really lean into it. I did anger the Drooly Man there. Gotta kill that cursed buffing alien, too. And we'll take out the Hatcher. Because my damage is still fine, is fine at this point, but... I mean, it's very good at this point, but it definitely still could be higher. Especially given how many cursed enemies are on the field. We'll take the duct tape here. It costs us 1 health for 2 armor. great trade. We'll take 9 crit chance as well. The fin I'm going to buy, it gives me a bunch of lifesteal, a bunch of curse, and the movement speed, even though we're at speed cap, gives me melee damage and percent damage. We'll take the Bean Teacher even though it didn't get cursed, and these other 2 items as well. Let's take a Sharp Tooth, 8 HP for 3 dodge, definitely not worth it at this point. Take a Whetstone, and then 70 health is where I want to stop spending, I think. Let me roll here. I'm going to roll a couple times and try to lock something. One more time. Didn't find anything, so we've just got 2 items locked. We should be able to kill this elite very quickly, because our damage is excellent. Just need more attack speed to be safe running around, but because we capped our movement speed at 40, we can keep buying speed items and not get so fast that you die. Because one of the challenges on the Speedy or other characters that get really, really fast is that at a certain point you become fast enough that your human reflexes can't keep up. Especially if you're an old man like me. Again, making excellent money every wave. I'm going to recycle the explosive shells. We're just not doing any explosion stuff. Scope doesn't do anything for us either. Let's reroll here. I feel like we can do better. And what's the crit chance on my weapons? Yeah, only 50%. So I'll just take 5 crit chance here. Saltwater, I do want more attack speed. 6 HP for 3 attack speed is pretty bad. But I think attack speed is important enough that we just take it anyways. Cursed Dangerous Bunny is awesome. Definitely taking Improved Tools. Definitely taking Clockwork Wasp. Now we have an Improved Tools and Double Wasp. Our Pocket Factory is actually really good. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have taken the Cursed Hiking Pole. Obviously, we're at the point where we know we're going to win with Sharp Teeth. So I could have gotten tons of range, and that would have been really funny, because we moved so fast. Let's take the bait and the silver bullet here, and I'll roll, and 67 HP, I think I'm going to stay on, but I'll buy a couple more speed items, and then I'm going to lock all these things and see if we can get them cursed. We do get a little bit of extra HP as well, because we have Piggy Bank and padding. So when we enter the wave, we get the Piggy Bank money, and then that gives us health from the padding. So maybe I should have bought, like, the Corrupted Shard just to have one more curse. Curse a few more items that drop from boxes, maybe. Wait. Did our Pocket Factory just hit for 1,000 damage? No, I must have just misread that. We only have 12 engineering. It must have just been 2 numbers, like, superimposed on top of each other. It just looked really weird. I'll take 7 crit chance here, and then take some dodge, and buy all of these items as well. Very happy with all of those cursed items. Baby with a beard, it doesn't really do anything for us, but let's buy a sharp tooth and a metal plate. I'm gonna stay on 80 HP, I think. I'll take a pile of books. We have the Pocket Factory, and then I'll lock Sunken Bell just as a possible emergency panic button type thing. Baby Gecko, I don't think we really need, but I guess the range isn't bad. Let's lock that. I don't really want to cap my max HP. You go over cap and you can still spend it, but 77 is a little low, and Handcuffs doesn't really do anything. Let's just lock the Cute Monkey. I'd like to get to 100 health comfortably before we fight the bosses. Not that we particularly need that much, but this is a very strong run, and I don't want to just throw it away. I would love a tree. Make this pocket factory better. But pile of books, maybe we get, I don't know, something that gives us a bunch of engineering and some piercing shots, and then suddenly the pocket factory could help contribute damage. Yeah, right now it's hitting for 13 a shot. So I must have seen two 13 damage hits superimposed on top of each other when I saw it hitting for 1,000. Or it's just taking a page out of the cursed pufferfish book. It is so cool that they can crit, though. I don't really need the alien worm at this point. I'd rather have the consumable healing. And 3 melee damage, 6% damage from the level 2 speed upgrade. Honestly, I think I'd rather just roll, and I'm really looking for attack speed. I'm going to roll one more time here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take 5% attack speed. Attack speed is so much the only stat that we need that even at terrible rates, it's worth buying. Taking the ugly tooth there. I could take the cake for just minus 1% damage. Let's take the shady potion, and I'll buy plant still. There's our tree. Let's roll again. Octopus and Broken Mouth. Octopus is minus 1 HP, but gives me regen and lifesteal. It does cost me a bunch of crit chance. A little unfortunate, but I think we can still get away with that. We'll take the Broken Mouth, and I'm going to take the snail just to make it a little easier to dodge around bosses. Roll a couple more times, and let's see if we can get a cursed crown in order to really become the king of Brotato. Oh yeah, this was an elite wave, by the way. I don't know if anyone noticed. It was hard to tell, but there was an elite there. We've managed to get a lot of curse this run, which is awesome. Killing these blobfish as well. And, ooh, 2 trees next to each other. That's so good for Pocket Factory. Robot arm, I don't think does anything really for us. Let's recycle that. Boxing glove, I'll take the boxing glove. We have a coil. And definitely taking the ritual here. I'll take 10 luck as well. Nothing got cursed, but I'm still going to buy it all anyways. Nothing that we need there. Lighthouse, I'll take just for fun, because the engineering works with our pocket factory. And then I think I will take the claw tree. I want to fix my crit chance, because I've reduced it a lot. This shop will take the whetstone and the sharp tooth, but not the cake. Roll one more time. Got 100 HP, so I can still spend a few more. Buy another beanie. I'll take a gambling token. I do need to fix my armor, but dodge is a really good defensive stat for us. And then we'll take a fishhook and a head injury and roll. And I'm going to lock these items. I guess the fried rice doesn't do anything, but banner is excellent. Whetstone is excellent. Actually, let's just buy the whetstone. I'll do one reroll here. Nice. So now I can just lock 4 items for our double fishhook. When you have cursed padding, you do have to pay some attention to your rerolls and everything like that, because if I reroll for 50 with the cursed padding, that actually costs me a big chunk of health. So I need to pay attention to how much health I am spending every time I spend actual materials, especially because this character usually doesn't spend materials, so it can be easy to overlook that you are actually doing that. On characters that do spend materials, it can also be, it can catch you by surprise, especially if you have cursed padding. If a large percentage of your health is fake, and then you spend out your money in a shop, you can accidentally go into a wave with way less health than you should. So The item's still good, of course, but you need to pay attention to it. Take the blood leech here, decomposing flesh. I guess I'll probably get 1 level, and the lifesteal is worth it. I'm gonna take 2 armor, because my armor is still quite low, and then nice, we got a bunch of cursed items. That's exactly what we were hoping for, so let's buy all of those. Do a reroll. I'm gonna buy the Cursed Vigilante Ring, 12 HP for 7 damage, obviously not a good rate, but we also get 8 curse out of it, so I think it is still worth it. And then let's lock Crystal, Missile, and Plant, and do another free reroll, and we'll lock a Propeller Hat as well, because we have double Fish Hook. Any demon run where you have a primitive weapon, so you just get so much health in the first shop, is always going to be just so sick, because you can just buy like 12 items in the first shop. We actually even got pretty unlucky on buying items in our first couple shops. We didn't find that much stuff that we liked, but if you roll reasonably well, get a couple fertilizers and whatever in your first, 10 to 15 rerolls on the demon, it just sets you up so much in terms of your economy that your character becomes ridiculously powerful really, really fast. Here, boiling water does nothing. I'll take the mirror. We can maybe duplicate a cool cursed item there. And then, do I want 2% dodge to get to dodge cap? I feel like 58 is fine. Let's take the lifesteal. And then, ooh, double cursed crystal with the mirror. That's exactly the kind of thing we want. Still gonna buy all of these. Actually, I should not have bought the missile when it wasn't cursed. That was a mistake. Oh no, our extra stomach would have been so good earlier. I guess I'll just upgrade the sharp tooth though. This obviously would have been incredible, but no point buying it right before the end of the run. I'm going to pass on the sad tomato as well, and I'm really just rolling to see if there's anything here that can help me kill the bosses faster. Alien worm, cursed, I guess I'll take. Rip and tear, sure, we'll pick that up. And roll again, roll again. I guess I'll take a muscly dude. It's HP positive, and gives us some melee damage. Roll a few more times. No point in buying the sharp tooth. Let's take a metal, and we'll just go in with 100 HP into wave 20. All right, let's see. Huh. Well, I know we missed the, it was blink and you miss it on the elite in an earlier wave, but it seems like the boss wave bugged and they just never spawned at all. All right, well, that was the run. that was obviously really, really powerful. This is a very, very strong run. Both Speedy and Demon are very strong characters, and they work well together because the Speedy gives you the early game to allow your Demon's ridiculous economy to come online without much threat. And because we were using Sharptooth, we also had the primitive weapon tag to give us even more money. So even though this is kind of a low damage weapon that doesn't scale with melee damage that well, it still just gave us a tremendous early game boost. Look at our items here. Only 315 off the bag. I was expecting more, but we made 1500 off the piggy bank. Obviously incredible there. Saved 1300 off of our coupons, and a bunch of that was converted into HP. How coupon works, by the way, is it will show you the number that it has discounted the base price of the item. When you buy an item as Demon, it costs you 1 HP for every 13 materials that the item would cost. And so coupon just shows you how much it's reducing the base price of the items. We did 36k damage with Alien Eyes, 16k with Cyberball, got 20 regen off the baby squids, 40 stats off the Grind's Magical Leaf. I didn't have a turret, so I can't check my Pocket Factory damage. Tragic. But overall, just obviously a really, really strong run, and definitely a fun one. Not the most challenging, but if you're just looking to relax and run around and maybe practice your movement when you're moving really fast, this is a good one to do. As always, my friends, hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.